What is Machiavellian theory of mind? The Machiavellian theory of mind is a concept from evolutionary psychology that suggests human intelligence evolved primarily as a means to navigate complex social interactions, including deception, manipulation, and strategic cooperation. It is based on the idea that our cognitive abilities developed not just for solving environmental problems, but for outcompeting others in a social context. The social intelligence hypothesis proposes that the primary driver of the evolution of intelligence, especially in primates and humans, is the need to navigate complex social environments. This contrasts with earlier theories that suggested intelligence evolved mainly for problem-solving in physical environments, e.g., tool use, hunting, or environmental adaptation. Core ideas of the social intelligence hypothesis: survival through social interaction. In social species, intelligence provides an advantage by helping individuals form alliances, detect threats, and compete for resources without direct conflict. Theory of mind: the ability to attribute mental states, beliefs, desires, and intentions to oneself and others allows for predicting behaviors, forming social bonds, and avoiding deception. Deception and manipulation. More intelligent individuals can deceive, manipulate, and influence others to gain social advantages, which is key to the Machiavellian intelligence hypothesis, a subset of the social intelligence hypothesis. Larger brain size in social species. Research suggests that species with more complex social structures tend to have larger brains relative to body size, e.g., primates, dolphins, elephants. Cooperation and competition. Intelligence enables both cooperation, e.g., reciprocal altruism, and competition, e.g., strategic betrayal, both of which are essential for social survival. Supporting evidence. Primates and brain size. Primates have relatively larger brains because they live in complex social groups requiring advanced cognitive skills. Dunbar's number. Robin Dunbar proposed that human brain size correlates with the ability to maintain stable social relationships, suggesting a limit, 150 people, to meaningful social connections. Child development. Human children develop social intelligence, e.g., reading emotions, understanding perspectives, before mastering other forms of reasoning. Implications. Intelligence is not just about problem-solving, but about navigating social hierarchies, understanding relationships, and influencing others. Social intelligence is crucial in human society for leadership, diplomacy, and conflict resolution. This theory helps explain why human cognition is deeply tied to language, storytelling, and social rituals. Deception and manipulation in social intelligence. Deception and manipulation are key aspects of the social intelligence hypothesis and the Machiavellian intelligence hypothesis, suggesting that advanced cognitive abilities evolved not just for cooperation, but also for outsmarting rivals, influencing others, and maintaining power in complex social groups. 1. Deception, the ability to mislead others. Deception is the act of intentionally misleading others, either for personal gain or for avoiding negative consequences. It can take many forms. Concealment, hiding information to control another's perception. Mimicry, imitating others to gain trust or avoid detection. Lying, providing false information to manipulate someone's actions. Exaggeration, making something seem more significant than it is to influence decisions. Pushpin example in primates. Chimpanzees have been observed hiding food from dominant individuals to keep it for themselves. Some monkeys give false alarm calls, pretending a predator is near, to scare others away from food. Pushpin example in humans. Politicians, marketers, and negotiators often frame narratives to persuade people in ways that serve their interests. Everyday social deception, like white lies, that outfit looks great, or strategic omissions, not telling a rival all the details of a plan, plays a role in human interaction. 2. Manipulation, influencing others for strategic gain. Manipulation goes beyond simple deception. It involves actively shaping social situations to one's advantage. This can be done through gaslighting, making someone question their own reality; flattery and charm, gaining trust to influence decisions; emotional appeals, using guilt, fear, or sympathy to control behavior; framing and misdirection, controlling how information is presented to shape opinions. Pushpin example in primates. High-ranking baboons use alliances to maintain their status, often turning individuals against each other. Some primates have been observed consoling others after a fight, possibly to build loyalty. Pushpin example in humans. A skilled negotiator may anchor discussions around an extreme starting point to control the outcome. A leader might divide opponents by planting distrust between them. In relationships, someone may play the victim to avoid responsibility. 3. Evolutionary role of deception and manipulation. From an evolutionary perspective, deception and manipulation are not necessarily bad. They are survival strategies. Individuals who could effectively deceive and manipulate had a better chance of white heavy checkmark gaining resources, food, mates, status. White heavy checkmark avoiding punishment, hiding mistakes, shifting blame. White heavy checkmark outcompeting rivals, sabotaging others, forming alliances. White heavy checkmark controlling social hierarchies, staying in power. This suggests that intelligence did not evolve solely for truth-seeking and cooperation, but also for strategic self-interest in social interactions. 4. Ethics and modern implications. While deception and manipulation were crucial for survival, modern societies emphasize trust, cooperation, and ethical behavior. However, these behaviors still exist in politics, business, relationships, and everyday interactions. Marketing and media, advertisements often manipulate emotions to sell products. Politics and leadership, many leaders use persuasion, framing, and deception to gain support. Interpersonal relationships, people use social tactics to maintain friendships, attract partners, or avoid conflict. In philosophy and theology, deception raises moral questions. For example, is deception ever justified? E.g., lying to save a life. Does manipulation go against spiritual principles of honesty and integrity? Theory of mind, Tom. Theory of mind, Tom, refers to the ability to understand that others have thoughts, beliefs, desires, and intentions that may differ from one's own. It is a crucial cognitive skill for social interaction, allowing humans, and some animals, to predict and interpret the behavior of others. 1. Core components of theory of mind. Tom is typically divided into 2 levels. White heavy checkmark first-order theory of mind, understanding that others have thoughts and beliefs. Pushpin example. John thinks the box contains a toy. White heavy checkmark second-order theory of mind, understanding that others can think about others' thoughts. Pushpin example. John thinks that Mary believes the box contains a toy. Higher order Tom is essential for complex social interactions, including deception, persuasion, and empathy. 2. Development of theory of mind in humans. Infants, 0 to 2 years, show early signs of Tom by following gaze and recognizing emotions. Toddlers, 2 to 3 years, begin to understand desires and intentions, e.g., knowing that someone wants a cookie. Preschoolers, 4 to 5 years, pass the false belief test, which is a key milestone in Tom development. Older children and adults develop more advanced Tom, allowing for sarcasm, irony, and strategic thinking. Pushpin false belief test example. A child sees a doll, Sally, place a marble in a basket and leave. Another doll, and moves the marble to a box. When asked, where will Sally look for the marble? A child with Tom will say the basket, understanding that Sally has a false belief. 3. Theory of mind and deception. Tom is directly linked to deception and manipulation because understanding others' beliefs allows for strategic behavior. Deception, knowing that someone has a false belief, enables trickery. Pushpin example. A child who broke a vase might blame a sibling, knowing their parents don't have full information. Manipulation, advanced Tom allows people to influence others' decisions. Pushpin example. A politician frames a situation to make people support a certain policy. Primates and some other animals also show rudimentary Tom, engaging in deception, e.g., hiding food, giving fake alarm calls. 4. Theory of mind in neuroscience and disorders. Brain regions involved. Brain prefrontal cortex, critical for reasoning and understanding others. Brain temporoparietal junction, TPJ, processes social cognition. Brain amygdala, influences emotional aspects of Tom. Tom deficits and disorders. Crossmark autism spectrum disorder, ASD, challenges with understanding others' perspectives. Crossmark schizophrenia, difficulty distinguishing between reality and imagined intentions. Crossmark psychopathy, ability to read others' minds, but lack of empathy. 5. Theory of mind in philosophy and theology. Philosophy raises questions about consciousness, free will, and whether artificial intelligence can develop Tom. Theology. Tom is crucial in understanding divine human relationships. For example, the Bible emphasizes that God knows human thoughts. Psalm 139 verse 2. You know when I sit and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar. Walter Russell's ideas suggest a cosmic intelligence. Could such a force have its own Tom? Strategic cooperation, balancing self-interest and group success. Strategic cooperation refers to the ability to collaborate with others in a way that balances personal benefits with collective success. Unlike simple cooperation, which is based on mutual help, strategic cooperation involves planning, negotiation, and sometimes deception or alliance building to achieve long-term goals. This concept is crucial in evolutionary psychology, economics, game theory, and social intelligence, as it explains how individuals and groups navigate competition while maintaining beneficial relationships. 1. Why strategic cooperation evolved. Strategic cooperation likely evolved because pure selfishness leads to conflict, while blind altruism can be exploited. A balance between self-interest and group interest allows individuals to white heavy checkmark gain resources without excessive conflict. White heavy checkmark build alliances for protection and support. White heavy checkmark enhance reputation, making others more likely to cooperate. White heavy checkmark navigate competition without outright hostility. Pushpin example in nature. Wolves hunt in packs because it increases their chances of getting food, but dominant members ensure they eat first. Chimpanzees form alliances to overthrow leaders, but may later betray former allies for power. Pushpin example in human society. Business partnerships involve collaboration, but companies also compete for market dominance. Political coalitions unite against common enemies, but may dissolve when power shifts. Religious and philosophical movements often cooperate to spread ideas, but may later diverge due to ideological differences. 2. Key strategies in cooperation. Strategic cooperation relies on social intelligence, long-term thinking, and adaptability. Some key strategies include green circle reciprocity, tit for tat, helping others with the expectation of future help. Pushpin example, a nation providing disaster relief to another country, expecting political favor later. Green circle reputation management, acting fairly to be trusted in future interactions. Pushpin example, a business offering discounts or donations to appear ethical. Green circle selective alliance formation, choosing who to cooperate with based on potential benefits. Pushpin example, medieval kingdoms forming temporary alliances to defeat stronger enemies. Green circle strategic betrayal, cooperating until an optimal moment to defect or take control. Pushpin example, a corporation working with a smaller firm until it no longer needs them, then pushing them out of the market. 3. Strategic cooperation in game theory. Game theory provides models that explain how individuals decide when to cooperate and when to compete. Pushpin prisoner's dilemma. Two criminals must decide whether to cooperate, stay silent, or betray each other. The best collective outcome occurs when both cooperate, but self-interest often leads to betrayal. Pushpin iterated prisoner's dilemma. When the game is repeated over time, cooperation becomes more likely because reputation and future consequences matter. Pushpin the tragedy of the commons. If everyone exploits a shared resource, e.g., overfishing, it gets depleted. Strategic cooperation, e.g., fishing regulations, ensures long-term survival. 4. Strategic cooperation in theology and philosophy. Biblical perspective. Jesus taught cooperation through love, but also emphasized wisdom in interactions. Matthew 10 verse 16. Be as shrewd as serpents and as innocent as doves. The story of Joseph in Egypt, Genesis 41, shows strategic cooperation. Joseph helps Egypt prepare for famine, securing his power and benefiting others. Walter Russell's ideas. Russell's philosophy of universal balance suggests that true cooperation aligns with cosmic intelligence rather than short-term manipulation. Strategic cooperation could be seen as a harmonizing force, where individuals work with universal principles rather than against them. 5. Modern implications of strategic cooperation. Strategic cooperation is essential in heavy checkmark global politics. Countries form alliances but also act in self-interest. Heavy checkmark business and economics. Mergers, market competition, and trade deals depend on balancing trust and strategy. Heavy checkmark social dynamics. Friendships, marriages, and workplace relationships often involve negotiation and mutual benefit. Primate evidence for social intelligence, deception, and cooperation. Research on primates, monkeys, apes, and other close relatives of humans provides strong evidence for the social intelligence hypothesis, which suggests that intelligence evolved primarily to navigate complex social environments. Primates exhibit deception, manipulation, strategic cooperation, and even theory of mind, supporting the idea that these cognitive abilities are crucial for survival and reproduction. 1. Deception in primates. Deception requires understanding what others perceive and believe, a sign of advanced cognition. Pushpin examples of primate deception. False alarm calls. Some monkeys give fake alarm calls, pretending a predator is near, to scare others away from food. Example: vervet monkeys have been observed making false alarm calls to keep food for themselves. Hiding information. Chimpanzees hide food from dominant individuals to avoid having it stolen. Gelada baboons engage in secret mating by carefully avoiding the gaze of dominant males. Feigning innocence. Some apes act as if they were not responsible for breaking rules when caught, suggesting an understanding of social norms. What this means? Deception in primates suggests an early form of Machiavellian intelligence, where social manipulation provides survival advantages. 2. Strategic cooperation in primates. Primates cooperate strategically to gain benefits, whether in hunting, alliances, or social support. Pushpin examples of primate cooperation. Hunting in groups. Chimpanzees coordinate roles when hunting monkeys, with some blocking escape routes while others chase. Political alliances. Baboons and chimpanzees form temporary alliances to overthrow dominant males, only to later compete among themselves. Reciprocal altruism. Bonobos and chimpanzees groom each other and share food, but only with individuals who have helped them in the past. What this means? Strategic cooperation in primates mirrors human behaviors like forming friendships, negotiating alliances, and working together for mutual benefit. 3. Theory of mind in primates. Some primates show signs of theory of mind, TOM, the ability to understand that others have different beliefs, intentions, and knowledge. Pushpin evidence of theory of mind in primates. Chimpanzees understand what others can see. If a dominant chimp does not see hidden food, a subordinate chimp is more likely to take it. Bonobos and chimpanzees help humans based on intention. When a human accidentally drops food, bonobos are more likely to return it than if the human deliberately throws it away. Orangutans and deception. In captivity, orangutans have been observed misleading zookeepers by pretending not to know how to escape until the right moment. What this means? This suggests primates can predict and manipulate others' mental states, supporting the evolutionary origins of human intelligence. 4. Larger brains in social primates. The social brain hypothesis states that species with more complex social structures tend to have larger brains relative to body size. Pushpin brain size and social complexity. Chimpanzees and humans have the largest brains among primates, and also the most complex social interactions. Lemurs in larger groups have better problem-solving abilities than those in smaller groups. Dunbar's number suggests human brain size limits us to about 150 meaningful social relationships. What this means? The evolution of intelligence is closely tied to navigating social environments, not just tool use or environmental challenges. 5. Implications for human evolution. The behaviors seen in primates suggest that human intelligence evolved primarily for social problem-solving rather than just physical survival. White heavy checkmark deception and Machiavellian intelligence. The ability to manipulate others provided survival advantages. White heavy checkmark strategic cooperation. Working with others while balancing competition led to stronger social groups. White heavy checkmark theory of mind. Understanding others' thoughts allowed for better prediction of behavior. White heavy checkmark language evolution. complex social interactions may have driven the development of human language. Connections to theology and metaphysics. In biblical narratives, human intelligence is often associated with moral decision-making, e.g., the story of the serpent in Eden using deception. Walter Russell's ideas about universal intelligence could be explored in terms of whether higher-order cooperation and deception exist at cosmic levels. Machiavellian intelligence versus general intelligence. Both Machiavellian intelligence and general intelligence play crucial roles in cognition, but they emphasize different aspects of intelligence. Machiavellian intelligence, social intelligence focused on deception, manipulation, and strategic interaction. General intelligence, G-factor overall cognitive ability, including problem-solving, memory, and abstract reasoning. These two forms of intelligence are related, but serve distinct evolutionary and functional purposes. 1. Machiavellian intelligence, social strategy, and manipulation. The Machiavellian intelligence hypothesis suggests that intelligence evolved primarily for navigating complex social environments, rather than just solving physical or environmental problems. Small blue diamond key features. White heavy checkmark deception and manipulation, lying, misleading, and influencing others for personal gain. White heavy checkmark social alliances, forming friendships or coalitions to increase power. White heavy checkmark betrayal and political maneuvering, knowing when to switch sides or break trust. White heavy checkmark emotional regulation, controlling emotions to appear trustworthy or intimidating. White heavy checkmark understanding others' minds, predicting and influencing behavior based on theory of mind. Pushpin example in humans. Politicians using persuasion and strategic alliances to maintain power. Business leaders navigating corporate rivalries. Social climbers manipulating friendships to gain status. Pushpin example in primates. Chimpanzees form alliances to overthrow dominant males but later betray their partners. Baboons fake injuries to gain sympathy and avoid aggression. Brain areas involved. Prefrontal cortex, decision-making and social strategy. Amygdala, emotion processing and manipulation. Temporoparietal junction, TPJ, theory of mind and perspective taking. Magnifying glass deltoidrite, evolutionary significance. In social species, outcompeting others in alliances, deception, and trust-building provided survival advantages. 2. General intelligence, problem-solving, and adaptability. The general intelligence hypothesis suggests that intelligence evolved to solve a wide range of problems, not just social ones. The G-factor represents overall cognitive ability, impacting various types of reasoning and learning. Small blue diamond key features. White heavy checkmark abstract thinking, solving puzzles, mathematics, and logic. White heavy checkmark pattern recognition, seeing connections between seemingly unrelated ideas. White heavy checkmark memory and learning, retaining and using knowledge for future situations. White heavy checkmark tool use and innovation, creating new solutions for environmental challenges. White heavy checkmark adaptability, adjusting to new environments and challenges. Pushpin example in humans. Scientists solving complex equations. Engineers designing machines. Philosophers forming abstract concepts about existence. Pushpin example in primates. Chimpanzees using sticks to fish for termites. Capuchin monkeys using stones to crack nuts. Brain areas involved. Prefrontal cortex, planning and abstract reasoning. Parietal lobe, logical thinking and spatial reasoning. Hippocampus, memory and learning. Magnifying glass deltoidrite, evolutionary significance. In changing environments, intelligence that allowed for problem-solving and innovation provided survival advantages. 3. How Machiavellian and general intelligence interact. While these forms of intelligence are distinct, they overlap in key ways. Counterclockwise arrows button overlap between the two. Theory of mind. Understanding others' thoughts is useful for both deception and cooperation. Problem-solving in social contexts. Social manipulation requires cognitive flexibility and planning. Memory and learning from experience. Both rely on tracking past interactions and outcomes. Pushpin example. A CEO must use general intelligence to understand market trends, but also use Machiavellian intelligence to navigate corporate politics. 4. Which is more important? Small blue diamond in highly social environments. Machiavellian intelligence is crucial. Small blue diamond in technological and abstract fields. General intelligence is more useful. Small blue diamond in survival situations. Both play a role. Outthinking predators, general intelligence, and outsmarting rivals, Machiavellian intelligence.